Only at Southwest.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? And the new Ford F-150. Visit bcstailgate.com for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate F-150.
Well, the George Bush Presidential Library and Museum, located on a 90-acre site on the West Campus here. And that is worth a visit when you come down to College Station. Here's your 3rd down and 7 for Nebraska. Down a field goal. Broken up. 4th down as Dustin Harris, and a penalty flag comes flying.
Well, I thought Dustin Harris made a good play on the ball. The only question could be, came around again with that left hand to knock the ball away. Did his right hand get caught up with a Nebraska receiver?
There is no foul for pass interference. 4th down.
Bo Pelini not going to be happy about this. He's going to walk down toward his not so favored official tonight. Fourth down, field goal unit on the field for the tie.
That's a great play and a great call.
I agree. 29-yarder for Henry. Just want to make it clear, because I'm sure there's some fans in Lincoln who saw that with this one arm. It's not automatic that it's pass interference when there's contact with a hand or an arm. Did he interrupt the youngster's progress to make a catch? Can he still make that catch? What do you think, Herbie, from that angle?
I still think it's a great call. I think he got to the football before he interfered with the receiver.
Everything we've learned has come down to this. The next generation of MacBooks.
When I see people trying to sell an old Camry, it makes me want to show them a new Ford Fusion. I can't help myself.
I'm kind of ready to move up and to get to the next level.
Fusion.
Yeah, I like it.
I should probably brag about this a little bit. The projected resale value, it beats the Camry. 33 miles a gallon on the highway.
Wow.
The sync system.
GPS.
Correct.
Phone.
Yes.
I love it.
Get our best deals, 0% financing. And as a holiday bonus, we'll give you $1,500 toward your first 3 payments.
Holly has something she'd like to say.
Bye, Camry.
It's the ultimate surf and turf event happening right now at Red Lobster. Choose one of 3 premium seafood and steak combinations, all under $20. Get succulent lobster paired with our 8-ounce wood-grilled sirloin, tender snow crab legs and sirloin, or new Chardonnay grilled shrimp and sirloin, all with salad and unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits. 3 new surf and turf combinations, all under $20. Only for a limited time and only at Red Lobster.
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. From new car replacement and guaranteed repairs to accident forgiveness, we do all we can to help you move on. Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance. Responsibility. What's
the American Music Awards, live tomorrow, 8/7 Central, ABC.
We are back with 8:30 to go, and while you were away, Bo Pelini continued to argue about the flag being picked up. He thought interference should have been called.
It's been a constant battle for Bo Pelini and the officials. The entire game, he has been frustrated, and his team has 14 penalties. This is the latest one. Again, I thought Harris just did a great job of coming around Kenny to knock that ball away before his right arm made contact with the receiver. I think he was frustrated because there was a flag initially, and then it was picked up.
Deadlocked at 6. 8:30 to go. Judy and Molina are back deep for the Aggies. Running up at the 15 is Judy. And he's out to the 31 yard line. And the reminder, of course, every Sunday you'll check out the BCS rankings, and that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. So note that time change at 6 p.m. Eastern. And there is a story this week. It's going to be real interesting. I mean, real interesting to see if Boise State jumps past TCU into third. You would expect Oregon and Auburn to stay 1 and 2, both idle. But TCU was idle, and Boise State very impressive. And we'll find out tomorrow at 6 Eastern on ESPN. Here is the handoff, and Gray, Coach Sherman telling us that he gets better and better as the game wears on, like a lot of running backs. And he has really come alive here in the second half. Gomes making the stop.
And that's new for Texas A&M just because of Christian Michael, and he's sharing the load most of this year. But in the last 4 games, Gray averaging 20 carries, 119 yards, and that's when they found out he's just one of these backs that gets into a rhythm and really gets it going in the second half.
Looking for 100 here, Herbie. He's got it. And a first down. And so for Gray, that is 5 straight 100-yard games. And that is an amazing performance as he replaces his buddy Michael, who suffered a broken leg and is out for the season. They do not expect him back for the bowl game.
And A&M, when they have an individual 100-yard rusher, you can see the success that they've had, and you can see what he does. But they are now 7-0 coming into this game when they have a 100-yard rusher.
Play action, Tannehill rolls out and throws in underneath to Hicks, a freshman tight end.
Continue to work the running game and move Tannehill to the outside, trying to get away from some of that tight man-to-man coverage of Nebraska.
Second down and 7 now. You can see Fuller going in, and just staying right with him is Denard, number 15. You're going to pick him up in the slot down there. You can see Fuller seeing that the man outside him is back off the line of scrimmage, looking in that direction. Tannehill comes back, and he ran the slant to Swope. So Fuller helped clear it out, and they were able to get to Swope, who has been the go-to target here tonight.
Well, man-to-man coverage, once Fuller takes Denard downfield, Swope's underneath against Haig, who's also playing great man-to-man coverage, but Swope's gotten free a few times, and it seems like each time that he does, Tannehill's able to find him. That's Swope's 4th catch on the night.
And Swope, we're going to bring him around, and of course the story. And Rod Johnson, remember, he was a young man. He was a preseason favorite to win the Player of the Year award. Here he is on the sideline. His father, Larry, his late father, he was a coach over nearby Humble. Died 3 years ago, suffering a stroke when this young man was redshirt freshman. Now remember, he played basketball as well as football when he came to Texas A&M. He's thrown for better than 8,000 yards, 67 touchdown passes, both Aggie records, and yet he had that shoulder scoped in the offseason, and it just did not come back 100%. But in watching him at practice, I will tell you right now, he's going to go to the combine, and he is going to get a long look from an NFL team. Herbie, he has still got a real good-looking deep arm.
Yeah.
Stand out there and watch it.
Yeah, and he's handled his situation really, really well. Here's a guy who dreamed about the opportunity one day to play quarterback here. He had it in the middle of his senior year when he's a captain. He's replaced by a receiver in Tannehill. But Tannehill telling us, the coach is telling us this week that his #1 fan and supporter is Gerard Johnson. So if he's going to make it in the NFL, it's not so much the arm strength, it's decision making. He turned the ball over a ton this year, and that's why Tannehill got his chance.
He said to the reporters, I'm an Aggie through and through. I back whatever's going on. Play fake by Tannehill. Fire in underneath back to the line of scrimmage. They put it in Gray's hands again. 6:20 to go, tied at 6. 4 field goals here. A Nebraska win would wrap up the Big 12 North in their last year before they move out of the conference. 3rd down and 11 now. Pressure coming. Trying to get to Tannehill, trying to make him uncomfortable, and they did just enough.
Right, they're going to get a late hit this time by Courtney Osborne. This will be 15 yards and a first down. Osborne hits Tannehill high, and I don't know if it's going to be the late hit or if it's head-to-head, but he definitely lowered the boom on Tannehill, and the referee dropped the flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 12 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, First down.
It was the timing issue. It wasn't helmet to helmet. But it was about Osborne, they brought him on a blitz. You can see it's an all-out blitz. They can't pick up everybody, and that is a questionable call. Now, I'm usually all about taking care of the quarterbacks, but as soon as he released the ball, it looked like Osborne was already in the air.
Now the Aggies have the ball inside the Cornhuskers' 35-yard line. And on a cutback, Gray, another 100-yard game. And again, Herbie, you know, like a lot of great backs, when Sherman told us that he just gets better and better as the game rolls on and on. We've seen that with some guys who are in the Hall of Fame. They just keep getting stronger and stronger with the more carries they get.
He looks like a different guy, just a different rhythm to him. And I think the offensive line also gets it a little bit more in sync with him in the second half.
He's getting a full load here tonight. Got a first down. 15, cuts back inside the 10-yard line. 18 more yards for Gray.
Lamar back there, tight end, who's helping out, trying to pick up a block. He seals the edge and actually gets a shoulder on Jared Frick. But let's give Cyrus Gray a lot of credit here. His vision, his ability to make a cut on a dime, has great quickness, and then he accelerates upfield off of the cuts.
Sherman just sticking right with him. Knows how strong he gets as the game rolls on. Here he comes again to the 7-yard line, and Crick with the stop.
A&M offense has really made some good adjustments with Mike Sherman. West Coast offensive background, but in the college ranks has had to learn to use the hash marks and run some zone read and multiple formations.
Second and goal. They switch the strength of the formation, run the toss from that direction. Gray picks his way 5 down to the 2-yard line. Amakamara, the corner, making the stop.
Brent, you've been talking a lot about Jake Matthews, 75, the right tackle. Look at the athletic ability here to get out and to help out, and gets a huge block on Levante David to give the back this time, Gray, a nice crease there to get close to the end zone. But Jake Matthews in the athletic ability for the right tackle at 6'5", 295, leading the way that time.
Let's see what Sherman dials up here. He's got a tired running back. He's got a 3rd and goal. Going to come right back with him, but he's not going to make it. You could see that he was heaving down there a little bit, trying to catch his breath before that handoff. And of course now Sherman will have to make a decision.
And Brent, that's where you miss that combination. When a long drive like this, when you don't have Christian Michael, you just don't quite have that same backup, with Gray now carrying the load with Bradley Stevens.
And Bullock will come on. Tannehill is the holder. Made a 29 and a 28-yarder here today, and this will be for the lead. Perfect. With 3:02, the Aggies have gone up with their 3rd field goal of the night.
Look, everybody wants the same things in a pickup. Yeah, you don't need a bunch of donut eaters at a focus group to tell you that. But only the engineers at Ford seem to get it. Because they cranked out an all-new line of engines for the 2011 F-150 to give you the most torque, most towing, most horsepower, most payload, and you won't be put in a chokehold every time you fill up, because you can also get the best fuel economy. Chew on that. This is the future. This is the new F-150.
AT&T introduces a new Windows Phone with stage presence. A new phone with Dolby Surround sound speakers, only from AT&T. Rethink possible.
It's an easy way. It's an easy way. Make a fresh start. It's an easy day. It's a new life. It's a fresh start. You're a good soul. You've a kind heart. I'm coming with you.
TV and internet together at last. The world's first HD TV powered by Google TV. Available at Sony Style and Best Buy.
Why would any fun-loving, red-blooded, all-American male give up watching football to upgrade his headlights. Because Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania are up to 50% brighter and let you see up to 40% farther and up to 50% wider. But more importantly, because it's easier to replace a couple of headlights than it is...
Thanks, Dad.
...a daughter. See farther, see wider, see better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
New Smirnoff Premium Malt Mixed Drinks. A delicious explosion of cranberry and lime. And a real mixed drink taste worthy of a glass. 5.8% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly.
But a reminder, stay tuned after the game for your late local news over most of these ABC stations. Over on ESPN, tune over to SportsCenter for post-game analysis, all the scores and highlights. And it has been another busy Saturday. Herbie, update from Missoula. The Grizz went down. The great rivalry game. I told the Bobcats I'd give them high marks, and they did it today in Missoula. Montana State 21, Montana 16.
That's a ball game.
In the brawl of the wire.
That is a ball game.
Big win. Congratulations to the Bobcats of Bozeman. So here comes your kickoff now. And of course, a reminder, folks, get that clicker ready. You'll be checking out the NFL. But also go on over. The Drive for 5, 1 p.m. Eastern. Can Jimmy Johnson make it? How about Denny Hamlin? Coming from the 37th spot on the grid. If he wins or finishes second and leads the most laps, he will have stopped the Johnson streak. Kevin Harvick still with an outside chance from Homestead. Greatest chase in history. Last time it's gone down, first time it's gone down to the last race. Here we are. We've gone down to the last 3 minutes. Aggies lead it. Burkhead back in again as the running back. Martinez has time, drops it off to Burkhead. 6 yards and out of bounds. Miller, Von Miller, one of the fine linebackers. And Herbie told you earlier today that Tim DeRuyter, who came here from the Air Force Academy, switched to that 3-4. Fellows like Miller and Hodges and Porter, they make this all work.
Nebraska's offense not necessarily built for these kind of occasions, especially with a quarterback that's struggling to throw the ball. That time he gave Burkhead a chance.
Burkhead short of the first down.
They're basically challenging Taylor Martinez to throw the football. 9 guys up close to the line of scrimmage to try to stop this Nebraska running game. Martinez is going to have to make a play with his arm if Nebraska is going to be able to stay in this game.
3rd and 2. Martinez throws for the first down. Snaps it to Kenny.
Time he actually got some pretty good zip on that football, and Kenny with a big body at 6'3", 220 pounds, uses his body to shield the defender and make the catch. And then walking a lot of their coverage up tight, trying to force Martinez to get the ball thrown downfield.
Quarterback threw off, but he can't move, and now he throws it as he's going down. That was Von Miller, the star, in on him again. Young man from DeSoto, Texas. What a great high school program. And there's the penalty. And what is that, Herbie? About 16 against Nebraska?
Most of them coming against this Nebraska offense, too.
Number 3 of the offense.
Fred, this is a classic case for fans. They'd say, well, he doesn't have a lot of sacks, whoever you might be talking about. Von Miller makes this play. He just comes right up the middle. A great scheme. Burkhead can't handle the power and the speed of Miller. He doesn't get a sack in the stat book, but he makes a crucial play for this A&M defense.
Second and 15. Kenny again well short of the first down. Herbie, I think this is one of the loudest venues in college football.
I'm with you. And when A&M is winning, I don't think there's a better venue. These fans stand up the entire game. They do such a great job in moving him around along with Demontre Moore. great speed off the edge. That time they overpowered Nebraska with power and speed, and Taylor Martinez had nowhere to go with the football.
Go across Nebraska, all over America, and around the world. You'll see the University of Nebraska-Lincoln making an impact. Now you can make an even bigger impact by connecting with fellow Huskers worldwide. Put yourself on the map. GoBigRed.unl.edu.
It's not about being a man or a woman. It's about being an athlete and a student. Big 12 Conference female athletes are fierce competitors. They are gifted students. They are heroes in their communities. They define the word champions, both men and women. The Big 12 Conference.
The crowd will tell you the story. Here is 4th down for Nebraska.
Playing on the road, and your offense is dealing with a quarterback who's been the entire offense the whole year. And he's playing on one leg. It makes it tough to execute. 4th down and long, and they throw it up. McNeil actually makes the catch, obviously, but he's out of bounds. And Vaughn Miller dialed it up that series. He really brought the pressure that time, and Taylor Martinez often feeling the heat from Vaughn Miller.
There is no formation like the victory formation. The underdog Aggies. Of course, stay tuned for the Ford wrap-up after the game. And a reminder, fans, log on to the bcstailgate.com for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate F-150. So all the highlights and scores will be coming up. And let me remind you that Nebraska has a home game in Lincoln Friday. If they win that game, they'll still win the North. Here's Pelini. Pelini's looking for the officials. There's no question that Pelini was headed out to the officiating crew. Then he'll go over to Coach Sherman. He's going to be hot a long time. 16 penalties against the Huskers and 2 against the Aggies. So Ryan Tannehill remains unbeaten as a starter. And now some handlers are getting Bo safely off the field, which is what they should do in this situation. Get the Nebraska coach back inside that locker room. The Aggies have won 5 straight games. They are now sitting at 5-2 in the conference. Oklahoma State has wrapped up a share of the South. They'll play the Sooners in Bedlam next week.
Start thinking about this job that Mike Sherman's done this year after losing 3 in a row. And the last of those losses to Missouri where they just didn't show up. To think now they've won 5 in a row. They've got Texas next week and a chance to win 9 games and go to a pretty good bowl game. Mike Sherman's starting to build a pretty solid foundation here in College Station. And for Nebraska, frustration. Sitting there at 9-2, a year where they thought they could have an outside shot to make it to a Big 12 championship and into a BCS championship game. Tannehill gets a lot of the credit, but tonight it was about the defense and Cyrus Gray taking over in the second half. Texas A&M has about 5 seniors who play a lot of football, so this guy will be back to be their quarterback next year.
Let's go down to Heather with the winning coach, Mike Sherman.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations. What a defensive battle. Ultimately, in your mind, what was the difference?
Well, I tell you, our guys have a tremendous will to win. And I do think these students here are setting their record pretty loud during the game and caused some communication issues for them. But can't say enough about our students and what they did in our 12th man and our team. I'm real proud of them. Coach, you guys had lost 3 in a row. Now you have won 5 in a row. You changed your quarterback. How has the personality of this team changed? Well, I don't know if it's changed necessarily. They got a little more of a swagger than they had when we started this thing. After we lost to Missouri on the same field, we weren't feeling too good about ourselves, but we didn't hang our heads. We just kind of went back to work. And said, let's go get the next one. And they've done that 5 straight weeks. Congratulations. We'll let you enjoy with this 12th man, friends.
Heather, nice job. No student body enjoys its football team quite like Texas A&M. Now the stands will start to sway. There's nothing like it. The Aggie wore him. Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC. Now we're going to take you to Times Square for the Ford wrap-up. Take it away, Robert Flores. What a night in College Station.
Thanks, Brent. Welcome to the Ford Wrap-Up. Big 12 football fans, let's stay in the Big 12 Conference. Missouri remains alive for a chance to play in the Big 12 championship game, thanks to that Nebraska loss, coupled with their win over Iowa State. Lane Gabbert, the touchdown pass. Missouri wins over Iowa State. Nebraska still controls their own destiny. Big 12 South scores. Oklahoma State rolls. Same thing with Oklahoma.